about 8:13 this morning, I did see the sun. It was fleeting, it was just for a moment, but I did see the sun, and it's been one of the few times it's been sighted so far this month. And as a reminder, we are going to have a special committee of the whole meeting next Tuesday at 9 a.m. primarily to conduct some additional board interviews. We've had several complaints that you guys miss us when we're gone for more than 2 weeks, so we're going to try to keep it there so you can see us and keep that relationship going. So next Tuesday, there will be a committee of the whole meeting primarily for board interviews. So, commissioner, staff, and guests, please rise for an invocation and our pledge of allegiance. Heavenly Father, we thank you for another beautiful day in Berry County. We thank you for the people that we serve. We thank you for the opportunity to serve. We ask for your blessings and your guidance over the decisions we make, that they benefit everyone in the county. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. There we go. For purposes of attendance, Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Colton.
Present.
Campbell.
Here.
Doster.
Present.
Getty. Here. Hatfield.
Here.
Jackson.
Here.
Smoker.
Here.
Tunison.
Here.
Approval of written agenda. At this time, any member of the board or public may ask for an item to be removed from the consent agenda and placed under item for consideration. Hearing no such request, does any commissioner wish to change the agenda additionally? Hearing no such request, the agenda is approved. Reports from state and county officers. Are there any state and county officers here this morning who would like to give a report or an update to the board? I do not see any. Limited public comment. At this time, any member of the public wishing to address the board may do so for up to 3 minutes.
Good morning. Thanks for the opportunity to speak. I wish Rick Moore, Harbor Master at Port Orange Lake Yacht Club, in case anybody doesn't know me. I just wish to remind members and guests to speak in the microphone or use their outdoor voice so us old-timers can hear what you have to say. Because you all came here to express something, and I want to hear what it is. So thank you for the opportunity, and good morning to you all, and I appreciate your service. Thank you.
Additional public comment.
Good morning. Cindy Twitchell, Prairieville Township. Last week I stopped at that it's necessary for civil government, but the objective of civil government is to protect the rights of the members from encroachment of others in the society and by government itself. So in other words, to protect the maximum amount of liberty with the least amount of restrictions and burdens. Today I want to pick up starting with there are 3 basic categories of freedom. First, there's absolute or total liberty. This is an individual's freedom to exercise powers of body, mind, without any hindrance, restraints, or limit. This could also be known as liberty without law. This generally will lead to anarchy, tyranny, and despotism, the aggressive absolute power and authority exerted by government. Society becomes one where might makes right. The only individual truly free is the one who is the strongest, the cruelest, and the meanest, who enslaves, plunders, and destroys those who are weaker. This is a society without any basic morality or law to check ambition or wickedness. The second is natural liberty. This encompasses natural law or laws of nature. Our forefathers mentioned this in our Declaration of Independence. Judge William Blackstone stated, "Man considered as a creature must necessarily be subject to the laws of his creator. This will of his maker is called the laws of nature." It is binding over all the globe in all countries and at all times. Numerous forefathers affirmed that natural law was indeed a manifestation of the will of God, revealing specific rights and liberties placed into creation by the Creator. Why? Because the laws of nature's God deal with universal rights and wrongs and include precepts such as the Ten Commandments, which are often called the moral law. Some specific God-given liberties or rights are right of defense, self-defense. God has placed within his creation the natural sense to defend their home, family, property, and life. Another one is right to own one's own property. It is wrong for society to forbid private property ownership to individuals or to prohibit that owner from controlling his own property. And property does not mean just land. My conscience is my property. My body is my property. Property is whatever belongs to me. Right to freedom.
Cindy, could you summarize your comments?
Yep. Not a slave. Right to select and associate with whomever I decide to associate with. This also means the right to reject that same principle. I have the right to reject who I want to associate with. And since natural law comes from God, it is also superior to whatever rules or regulations human authorities enact. Also, God-given natural authorities can be enjoyed only if restraints are placed on them. Absolute liberty. The strong must have some of their absolute liberty reduced if the weak are to have their natural liberties protected.
Thank you, Cindy.
I have one sentence. We have to understand that if there is no civil power to protect natural liberties, tyranny and despotism will prevail. Thank you.
Is there additional public comment?
Hello, Jim James, Rutland Township, Berry County. Just wanted to take the opportunity to compliment the commissioners of the interviews last week for some open seats. I think that was very professionally done, and I appreciate the questions that were asked and the input that was given. And I appreciate this opportunity to serve our community, and thank you.
Thank you. Is there further public comment? Hearing none, we will move ahead. Various correspondence. Does any commissioner have correspondence they wish to share with the board? Okay.
I will note that there was a letter or an email from Lana Langoni, and I think it was sent to the entire board, though.
Island Drive?
Yes.
Okay.
I just thought I'd note that for the record, put it in your file.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Additional correspondence? Okay, moving ahead. Consent agenda, Commissioner Campbell.
Mr. Chairman, I move for the approval of January 10th, 2023 Board of Commissioners meeting minutes. Approval of January 17th, 2023 Committee of the Whole meeting minutes. Approval of the attached 2023 contracts for Indigent Defense Council services with Carol Dreyer, Christine Hull, James Kinney, Gordon Shane McNeil, Catherine Russell, Lionel Woolley, and Kimberly Young. Also move for the approval to transfer $25,000 from the Animal Shelter Donation Fund to the TNR Fund to pay for spay, neuter of feral and barn cats in Berry County. Approval to appoint Jim James to serve on the Berry County Board of Road Commissioners for a 6-year term that begins on 1/1/23 and expires on 12/31/2028. Move for the approval to reappoint Kristen Cove to serve on the Central Dispatch Board in a citizen-at-large position for a 4-year term that begins on 1/1/23 and expires on 12/31/26.
Support.
Motion by Campbell, support by Smelker. For all items listed on the consent agenda, discussion is not allowed and a roll call vote is required. All those in favor vote aye, opposed nay. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Colton.
Aye.
Campbell.
Aye.
Doster.
Aye.
Getty.
Aye.
Hatfield.
Aye.
Smoker.
Aye.
Tunison. Jackson.
Aye. The consent agenda is approved. We have no presentations and we have no public hearings today. Items for consideration, Commissioner Smelker.
Mr. Chair, I move for the approval of claims in the amount of $111,562.01.
Is there support? Support. Motion by Smelker, support by Hatfield for approval in the claims in the amount of $111,562.01. Discussion. Hearing none. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Campbell.
Aye.
Doster.
Aye.
Getty.
Aye.
Hatfield.
Aye.
Smoker.
Aye.
Tunison.
Aye.
Colton.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye. The motion is approved.
Mr. Chair, I move for the adoption of Resolution 23-04, resolution of intent to apply for state and federal operating capital assistance for the 2024 fiscal year and appoint William Voigt as Transportation Coordinator, authorized to provide such information as deemed necessary by the State Transportation Commission or Department for its administration of Act 51, and sign and execute all agreements and documents.
Second.
Motion by Smelker, support by Getty for adoption of Resolution 23-04, resolution of intent to apply for state and federal operating and capital assistance for the 2024 fiscal year and appoint William Voigt as the Transportation Coordinator, authorized to provide such information as deemed necessary by the State Transportation Commission or Department for its administration of Act 51, and sign and execute all agreements and documents. Discussion. Hearing none, Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Doster.
Aye.
Getty.
Aye.
Hatfield.
Aye.
Smoker.
Aye.
Tunison.
Aye.
Colton.
Aye.
Campbell.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye. The motion is adopted.
Mr. Chair, I move for the adoption of Resolution 23-05, resolution to honor Kathleen M. Shea upon her retirement from Berry County.
Is there support? Support. Motion by Smelker, support by Hatfield for adoption of Resolution 23-05, resolution to honor Kathleen M. Shea upon her retirement from Berry County. Discussion.
Should we,
Chair, can I interrupt for a minute?
Yes.
Kathy is here, so is Ines Straub. The judge would like to make a few comments, and he is on his way.
He's on his way.
We're moving a little faster than maybe what his docket this morning. So,
Okay.
I don't know if there's something else we could take up for the moment, or if you want to take a break until the judge gets here.
Let's table this momentarily, if that's okay with the board, and we'll bring it back up when Judge Skipper gets here.
I think he just walked in.
Ta-da! We were just talking about you, so. Judge Skipper and Kathleen, if you guys would come up to the microphone, please. And Inez, if you would like to make additional comments. And I'd like to read this resolution for the board. A resolution to honor Kathy M. Shea upon her retirement from Berry County. Whereas Kathleen Shea began her employment at Berry County District Court as a Deputy Clerk 1 for the Traffic Division on December 9th, 1974. Wow. Whereas Kathleen was promoted to Court Recorder, Judicial Secretary on September 22nd, 1990. And whereas Kathleen has served the citizens of Berry County with the utmost dedication and commitment for 48 years. Kathleen Kathleen has been a faithful employee who always creates a pleasant working environment and has demonstrated years of knowledge and leadership. Therefore, be it resolved that Berry County Board of Commissioners, on behalf of the citizens of Berry County, extend our heartfelt appreciation to Kathleen Shea for her dedicated commitment and longevity. Thank you, Kathleen.
Thank you very much.
Let's sit back for a second, David. We would like to present you with this resolution as a memento of appreciation.
Thank you very much.
48 years, I cannot tell you how much we appreciate that. The stories you must be able to tell. Hopefully she's not going to tell too many this morning, right? So, but no, feel free to talk and feel free to also address the board as well. Right here, Thank you. Did you get a picture, Jason?
I did, yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate this. Obviously, I've enjoyed working here, or I wouldn't be here this long. And I basically grew up here. I was 19 when I started working here, and and I've really enjoyed it. I'm glad it's a decision I made to apply here, and I appreciate everyone's encouragement and help, and thank you.
Thank
Now
you.
back to the speaker.
Well, there's nothing I'm going to say that Kathy doesn't know. From day one, I just knew we were the right fit. I know when I started here, she didn't know me at all. She wasn't sure, hey, am I even going to stay here? I've had a really good judge I've worked with, and as soon as I found out kind of her specialty was baking pies, I knew it was meant to be. But seriously, you know, we throw celebrations for people when they retire, and I think sometimes, depending on the position they have, we throw different types of parties. We shouldn't, because we're all equal. We all have roles in what we do in the court system, and Kathy is as valuable as anybody else. And think about it, 48 years. I tell her this all the time, and sometimes you forget about it when you're doing some paperwork on a file or whatever, but how important it is, because when she gets it right, it works. When somebody makes a mistake, and she didn't make many at all. You know, a warrant could be sitting out there and they get picked up on, they're stopped for a tail light out, and all of a sudden they're in the jail and they shouldn't be, because somebody forgot to get something out of the file and clean it up. All the people that have come to the front desk, and every time somebody comes to court, it's a scary or stressful time for them, whether it's a civil case or a criminal case, and you have a pleasant face, somebody who's calm, no matter what you say, no matter how upset you are, you have a pleasant face that's going to greet you and be polite and help you through whatever the problem is. And that's what she's done for 48 years. And think of all the people she's trained. Every single person that's here, Kathy has worked with at some point in time, and all the new people that she's worked with and trained. And everything short of ordering her not to retire 11 years ago, I mean, you can ask her. We've talked about it many, many times. But this is the right time, and I'm happy for her. I mean, I'm sad for me, but I'm really happy. It's the right time for her to do this, and I hope it all works out. And she still comes in occasionally, which is nice, so we get to see her. But she knows that, I'll try not to get emotional. Started as a really good employee, really, really good, relied upon employee, who I would ask times I'd come out of court, what did you think? Was I okay? Was I too harsh? And at first, she didn't want to answer. But then she realized I was asking her because I trusted her opinion. She's wise. So we would talk about things like that. So went from being a very, very good employee to being a friend and someone who I really care for. So anyway, thank you very much for being my right-hand person for 11 years.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks for letting me have the time to say that.
Are there any other guests that would like to make comments this morning? You're invited.
Sign now.
No, Kathy, it's not every day we get to celebrate 48 years with an employee. I haven't had the pleasure of working with you for 48 years, but I have for the last 11 or 12. Time flies. You have been a pleasure to work with. I really you're inspiring, and I hope that that inspiration has been contagious to others, and you've rubbed it off before you head out, so that they will also look at maybe staying for 48 years. I really appreciate the fact that you've been a fantastic teammate of ours. You're always willing to step in and help out, even though sometimes it may appear to be scary. Always willing to jump right in and help in any way that you can. So thank you for your dedication, your service, and for being such a fantastic teammate.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Kathleen, we wish you good health and many blessings in your retirement. May you find some warm weather and good skies and keep some of your friends that you build here in Berry County. Over 48 years, that is one heck of a career. So our heartfelt appreciation for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yep. And just while we were doing some recognition, I had the opportunity to attend the Berry County Chamber Awards this weekend and awards dinner, and that was a sensational event, and I encourage other commissioners to enjoy that as well. We did have another award winner this year. I know Kathleen was the chamber champion last year for her service to her community, just continues to do an outstanding job. We appreciate what she does. This year, the Roth Award winner went to David Hatfield, our vice chair. The Roth Award recognizes outstanding business professionals in Berry County. And when I first got to meet David, when we were kind of putting the new board together, we had an opportunity to talk, and he gave me a copy of his resume, which is almost like a small Bible. It's pages and pages of information of what he's done. And I was like, wow, this guy is a professional. This award is given, like I said, to outstanding people in our community. It's included Fred Jacobs, the DeCamp family, Lanny Forbes, Mark Kolonowski, the Baums, Don Haney, our past recipients. So Dave moved to Hastings in 2000. He served on the Berry County Chamber, the Economic Development Alliance, the Governance Board for the Chamber and Economic Development Alliance, the Berry Community Foundation, Charlton Park Foundation, and Healthcare Coalition, long-standing member of the Berry County United Way Board, and has chaired at least three successful chaired or co-chaired at least three successful campaigns. Before moving into Hastings, he was the chairman of the Michigan League of Savings Bank, board member and vice chairman for the Federal Home Loan Bank of Indianapolis, a member of the Industries Advisory Council to the Federal Reserve Board, and governors and industry advisory panel to the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. So since he's retired, he's continued to work as an interim chamber and EDA president and a consultant. And if you ask Dave what he's doing, he's constantly involved in other things in our community. He chairs the Planning and Zoning Commission for the city of Hastings. His outreach in the community has been felt over his 23 years in here. And I couldn't let a moment like this pass without letting you know how much we appreciate everything you have done for your service to your community in the past 23 years. It's not often we get a Roth Award winner and a chamber champion on the same board that speak to the quality of people we have on this team. So I wanted to thank you personally for everything you've done.
Thank you.
Absolutely, and feel free to add any comments to that as well.
Well, thank you. Yeah, as I said Saturday night, none of us volunteer because we're looking for accolades. But when they do come, they're really nice. So I was extraordinarily honored and appreciative of that recognition. But more than anything else, I accepted that award on behalf of everyone who is an active volunteer in the community. That's really what the Roth Award is about. And communities don't function well without a plethora of volunteers. So I'm extremely honored to be so recognized, and I'm honored by you making it an issue today. So thank you very much.
Absolutely.
I was glad that you could be there to share the evening.
I was all surprised. You kept that a good secret. Nobody knew it was coming, so.
I was told to,
Okay.
by my wife, so.
Oh, there you go. And if you haven't met Dave and Deb, his wife Deb, awesome couple. You'll see them in acts of service all around. But thank you. We appreciate your service.
Thank you all.
Unfinished business, we have none. New
Dave.
business. Whoop.
We need to vote on the
Oh, we need to
resolution.
vote on the resolution. Very good. We got carried
Sorry.
away there. A motion on the floor by Smelker, supported by Hatfield, for adoption of Resolution 23-05, a resolution to honor Kathleen M. Shea upon her retirement from Berry County. Further discussion? Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Getty.
Aye.
Hatfield.
Aye.
Smelker.
Aye.
Tunison.
Aye.
Colton.
Aye.
Campbell.
Aye.
Doster. Jackson.
Aye. The motion is adopted. County Administrator's report?
I just, following with Commissioner Doster, I received 6 letters regarding Pine Lake. I've been passing them on to you, so.
Please do.
Anybody would like copies of those or scanned and sent to you, just let us know.
Thank you. Chairperson's report. Attended 4 township meetings, Hope, Berry, Rutland, and Prairieville Township. We had our Economic Development Alliance Board meeting. I think we said last year there were close to 140 new addresses in the county. That's a little slower than the previous year. However, in talking to Jennifer and Mr. McManus, I believe they said there were close to 300 units either in process or planned in the county. So we're slowly taking a piece of the housing puzzle and working on that together. So we've also received some information that a Robin grant has become available for broadband on the state. So we're going to be doing a meeting with some community partners in here to see if we can do anything with the Robin grant. I know there's been a little discussion for a few other people that are interested in that as well. We had solid waste oversight on last Friday, and Dave and I both attended Local Emergency Planning Commission as well. So a busy week, but a good kickoff to the year. Vice Chair report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you indicated, I also attended the Emergency Planning Commission meeting, and I guess the most interesting news there was that planning is well underway for this year's Roubaix, and we're going to have probably record attendance, so it'll be another great event for the community. Attended the West Michigan Planning Commission meeting. We met with the MDOT officials in Grand Rapids. Quite a bit going on. Unfortunately, none of it involves Berry County, so we'll see what develops later in the year. Also attended the County Planning Commission meeting last night. Very brief meeting, one item on the agenda, which was an expansion for one of the church schools in the community, and met with the city to discuss how I will best interact with them going forward.
Awesome. Thank you. Commissioner Smelker.
I attended the transit meeting, and we elected chair and vice chair, and we voted to bring the resolution to the board on state MDOT. And I attended the 911. We got some bad news on our tower situation. We were going to have one put up on Road Commission property out here. And the FAA denied it. They won't let us, the tallest they'll let us go is 175 feet, and we want to go about 320 to get our best coverage. So we are now looking for another suitable place for that second tower. And the total dispatch calls for 911 for last year was 52,402. We were down about 4.5%. but that has to do with traffic stops. We are not doing as many traffic stops.
52,000 calls to central dispatch?
52,402.
Wow. Awesome.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Commissioner Getty?
Excuse me, I attended Yankee Springs Township meeting. They got occupancy to their new addition, so they're very excited to move their offices. There'll be a little bit of a transition while they renovate the existing office area and hall. But it makes that building much easier for residents to come in and get help, and it's safer for the employees. So they're very excited about that. And then they have a joint meeting scheduled February 23rd. I really like how they have a joint meeting with all of their boards. They have Township, Planning Commission, ZBA, all have an annual meeting, and it gives them an opportunity to share what each other are doing and talk about goals and objectives for their township. So I really think that's a nice model that other townships around the county could
Awesome.
take advantage of.
Commissioner Colton?
I have 6 municipalities. I was at a couple of meetings. I was at Woodland Township, the Village of Nashville, which I just came off the board there, so it was interesting to be sitting in the audience instead of up front, and not as much opportunity to talk. But I think they're glad about that. So they're really moving forward in Nashville with several grants. I've really been pleased. I've been in Nashville for 32 years now, and it's a better town than it was 32 years ago, and I think it's about to kind of leapfrog a little bit. Lots happening in Nashville. I was at the Commission on Aging meeting, and it was my first meeting at the Commission on Aging in 10 years, and so tried to kind of more be a bug on the wall and trying to learn where they're at. And it seems like a lot of the conversation is very focused on the building, problems with leaking roof, repairs need to be done, the need and desire for a new building. And I'm sure that discussion is going to expand over time, and we'll probably end up talking about it here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Commissioner Doster?
Commissioner Getty and myself met with the owner, the operator, and the engineer of the Yankee Springs Water Project. And they are hoping to make a request for ARPA funds through this board so that they can increase their capacity at their water towers in order to treat more arsenic is their problem there. They have a system, but it only can treat a very small amount of the water that they project, and they have all this capability to serve a much larger area right in their commercial and heavy residential area. They also want to loop their system so that they can have a continued water pressure, and so a break doesn't contaminate the line by sucking back up into the system. This is something that's generally requested of all water systems. I suggested to them, and I think that it sounded like they were going to make a formal request to the board in writing, addressed to the chair, so that we can all look at this request and see how to go forward with it.
Thank you.
I have one other thing. I don't know, it's a request of the board, and I'm not sure who's on these. I'm on, one of the boards that I'm on is this kind of a regional board for substance abuse. It's located in Kalamazoo, and I was thinking that it hasn't met yet, but in order to get a better background on that it might behoove me to also serve on the mental health / substance abuse, and I don't know who is on that currently, but I would be perfectly willing to switch the airport commission that I serve on for that if somebody was willing to switch with me. Thank you.
Okay. We'll get that list. Thank you.
Okay.
Commissioner Tunison.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I attended Carlton Township meeting. They're coming along really good with the renovations to the hall out there. We're going to start the second phase pretty much now. They moved on one side of the building to the other side, and we'll work on the other side now. Attended Hastings Township, Rutland, Barry Eaton Health Board, and Mental Health, which attended with Commissioner Campbell Friday, and he's now vice chair. So I think he gets to step up from what I understand.
Is that what we're calling that now?
And I would also like to commend Commissioner Hatfield and Commissioner Getty and everybody here for the amount that you guys give back. You guys are tremendous people for this communities, and I really appreciate all your service.
Commissioner Campbell.
Thank you. I attended meetings at Johnstown and Baltimore Townships. I also attended the Barry Eaton Health Department. As was said before, we did have our elections. I am the vice chair over there now. Blake Mulder will be the new chairman. And we have two new commissioners over there at Mott and Commissioner Tunison. Going to be a nice addition. We did miss you, Catherine, by the way. Sorry. On Monday, I attended CAA in Battle Creek. This morning, I attended the Board of Public Works meeting. It, too, was an organizational meeting, with myself being the new chair. Another step up, right, Commissioner?
Wow, you're killing it. Killing it.
Vice chair will be Commissioner Mark Doster. Thank you, Mark. And our new secretary will be Jim Dull. And tomorrow I'll attend meetings for DHS in Thornapple Manor.
Awesome. Thank you.
One thing, if I may, one thing I forgot to mention at the County Planning Commission meeting last night, Jim distributed the initial draft of the plan that we'll be reviewing, so that'll be coming out to all of you shortly. It's voluminous, so get ready for several nights of exciting reading.
This is the county master plan?
The master plan, yes.
They've got that done, I don't know if I say quickly, but it's coming together quickly. So.
It's gone very well.
Awesome. Thank you. Moving ahead, limited public comment at this time. Any member of the public wishing to address the board may do so for up to 3 minutes.
Morning. Shelley Lake from Irving, and I just wanted to let you know that this past Saturday night, we had an event at the Barry County Christian School, and it was a forum for the Michigan GOP candidates for chair, vice chair, all those. And we had the biggest event in Michigan. We had over 20 candidates there for the various seats. 10 out of 11 chairman candidates were there. And we had 32 counties represented in the audience. So 32 counties drove here to see it. Oh. We had over 400 people, standing room only. It was put on by the Sons of Liberty PAC, Turning Point, we the county, and the Michigan GOP, and we thanked them all. We had a presentation of the colors by the Color Guard, and we had a student from Barry County Christian School sing the anthem, which was really, really cool. And I just wanted to say good job to John Rocha, who chaired the committee. He has connections unlike anyone I've known. And volunteer Cindy Twitchell, Kelly Cook, and April Taggart and myself. And it was just a really good event, and I'm proud of our county. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Shelley. Is there additional public comment?
I'm not as tall as Shelley. First, I want to thank those last week who humbly apologized to you, the board. for the errors that they made and how they misspoke in some instances, and for the way apparently they acted that they felt was inappropriate. It takes a big person to admit when you're wrong, and I'm really hoping that a redress of grievance will take place today with an apology from Commissioner Doster for, again, like I said, so we can just take the apology, accept it, and move on and work together. Also, I did also attend the Health Department meeting. They had a presentation on how they're going to be educating about the dangers of vaping in our, with our students in our schools, and how it's a destructive agenda. And the chair made the comment that it's sad how they target our children in areas like this. And I agreed with him. It's unfortunate we have destructive agendas out there that are targeting our children physically, sexually, mentally. They need to be kids. And as a board here, I am expecting in Berry County that you're going to stand up and protect our children and fight against these destructive agendas that are trying to get into our schools and into our families' lives where they don't belong. Also, Colette Scrimger made the point that they did not get behind during the pandemic, that they were able to keep up with their restaurant inspections, patting themselves on the back for doing such a great job, forgetting the fact that they shut down our restaurants. So they weren't even open. So they didn't have to do the inspections. We the people are tired of the government causing issues and problems and then turning around and patting themselves on the back for doing such a good job in either correcting it or fixing it. And we just really wish the board here would stand up again, stand up for we the people, the freedoms and the rights of the people with limited restrictions. I mean, Mr. Smelker, even Commissioner Smelker, it's frustrating when the FAA won't let you do what you want to do, correct? How do you think we feel as the people when we have so many restrictions on us that we can't do what freedom should be able to give us to do? Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. Is there additional public comment?
May I respectfully say one sentence that I am so embarrassed, and I know to comment is not appropriate, but I would respectfully like to add something.
Come to the microphone. I think you had a little bit of time left on it, so if you could make it quick, that would be appreciated.
I just also wanted to thank all the volunteers who came to set up and work the event and clean up, all the precinct delegates and their families, and sorry guys, I was nervous. Thanks.
No problem. Thank you, Shelley. Is there additional public comment? Hearing none, there is no other business to come before the board. Commissioner comments. Commissioner Tunison?
I'm kind of proud of something here. Gina Johnson, who was representative, state rep, called me last week and invited me to the State of the State, was that what it'd be called, on Wednesday night. And I'm extremely proud of the fact that I can go represent Berry County.
Awesome.
Very good. Yeah.
Commissioner Campbell?
I have nothing.
Commissioner Hatfield?
Nothing.
Commissioner Doster?
I have nothing further.
Commissioner Colton? Commissioner Getty?
No, thank you.
Commissioner Smelker?
Said all I wanted to. Thank you.
Surprising. It won't last long, but we appreciate it while it's here.
Getting to feel better.
We have come to the end of our agenda. Thank everybody for attending today, and if you're interested, we'll be doing those interviews next Tuesday at 9 a.m. Thank you, be safe, and have a great day. This meeting is adjourned.